category, and I think there's really two categories. One is are people who are abandoning religion. In Hivrit, we say the ozvim dat. They live over, they abandon religion, but they have a great life. That's category number one. They're moving forward. Look and see, they have a plan. They have a social network. They have friends. They're content with their lives. They're forward looking. Everything's right, just God's not part of it. And you analyze what's causing the abandonment. This is one sug, one category. The second category, ozvim et hachayim nebuch, that they're not just leaving religion, they're leaving life. And that means they're self-destructing, they're not happy, they're cutting chas v'shalom or suicide attempts, they're not in school, they're not hopeful. I found, and my colleagues, we all concur that a vast, overwhelming majority of the ozvim et hachayim group was trauma related. And therefore, if there is trauma, God forbid, if they were abused, there was other trauma in their life, it's your job to make them whole. And I maybe a rabbi shouldn't say this, but the religion is not even on the table right now. You have a broken soul. You have a child who's broken, who doesn't have, Maslow would say, those lower levels. Just don't even bother with the discipline, religion. Just get them whole first. Get them help. Get them those lower levels of Maslow, like we spoke about. Make sure their physical needs are there and their safety needs, and that they feel loved. Then you can talk about the other stuff. Maslow would say that religion is 5. And don't even, it's a waste of, remember we spoke about last week about, your car breaks down in a bad neighborhood, you're afraid for your life. You're not thinking about 5-year goals or religious stuff. You just don't have headspace for it. So this is really, really, really important. If you have a child in this category and you notice they don't hang up a sign, Zim Chayim, that I'm leaving life, but look for these markers. Again, this is not something I've read anywhere, this is just my own observation, but as the older I get, the more I believe that this is absolutely true. So look for those markers. If your child is there, please, nothing else matters. You just make sure they're whole and they are taken care of. And then hopefully the rest of it comes. And what do you tell your other children in a case like this? You say, Yitzi, Aviva, they need our help right now, that they're in pain right now. We're looking away. It's the right thing to do. We're a family. We would do the same for you if you needed anything. And just so you know, this was the advice that I got from the Gedolim over the years. That's Shmuel Kamenetsky Shlita. He's been our posik for 23 years. The very clear recommendation that I got consistently, not just from the Rosh Hashiva Rav Shmuel, is that this group, it's a life or death thing, and you see that they get whole. Please, I'm begging you, don't even bother with any of the other things right now, including if they're giving you an attitude. They can't take care of themselves right now. You have to help them. Just a humorous story, since it's such a heavy topic. When I first did a support group with parents whose kids abandoned religion, I did it in Brooklyn. We had about 30, 40 sets of parents. And you can imagine, it was very painful and very tense. And I told them this basically. And after we broke up, we had a very nice meeting. It was very positive. And then when we were breaking up, I asked the folks, I said, parents, is there anything I can do for you? I promise you. So one of the guys he apologized 12 times. I thought it was hysterical. He said, could we do this again, but can we hear this from a real rabbi? He told me that. He said, can I hear this from a real rabbi? And then he said, I didn't mean that. I said, I know exactly what you meant. Good question. Go for it. I brought a Rosh Hashiva that told him the same thing. But this is just it's